This is an open world RPG for PC that I've been working on for the past 3-ish years. And if you notice, if you look at the top here, you'll see that there's a compass and it has markers that move according to the direction that you're facing. This is something that a lot of people have problems with, and I think it's because in order to code something like this requires you to do a little bit of vector math, and it's not hard, but we're gonna do it here, and I'm gonna show you the correct way to determine whether your character is facing a particular object, because that's a very common task, is to know is the character or is a specific actor facing something? Are they looking directly at something or not? And in order to do that, it's not hard, but we're going to make a function that you'll be able to just call at any time to check if this is the case or not. All right, this tip is also for you if you do a lot of work in blueprints. Another common task is to check and see if some actor is looking at a different actor, and we're going to make a utility that just does this. Because otherwise you have to code this by hand every single time you need to do that task. And so I've created this BPFL utility, and it's a blueprint function library. So to do this, so that you can call it anywhere, create a blueprint function library. I've created one called BPFL utility, and we're going to add a function in this, and we're going to call it is actor looking at. And all it's going to do is it's going to check is one actor directly facing another actor. So it's going to take two inputs, both types actor. One is the looking actor and one is the looking at actor. Now we're going to have to do some vector math, but I'm going to do vector math for you so you don't have to. So we have this looking actor. We don't want to know which way is it looking. So we will get forward vector. And we want to get the location of both actors. So from our looking actor and what they're looking at. And then we're going to call this find look at rotation, starting from the actor who's looking and ending at the actor that we want to be looking at. And then from this rotator, we want to get forward vector. Right, this is the important part that you need to know in order to understand how this works. A vector in 3D space is this line sort of going through 3D space. We have two of those. We have one that is the forward direction of the character, and a second one that is the direction they would have to be looking at in order to be looking at. So we have two lines in 3D space, the look at direction and their actual direction. We want to compare them to see whether they're equal or not. And the way that you do this is with a dot product. So if we take the dot product of this forward looking direction of our actor and the direction they would have to be looking in order to be looking at the other thing, we get a value. The dot product of two vectors is going to be -1 when they're pointing exactly away from each other, +1 when they're pointing exactly the same direction, and it's going to be 0 when they're exactly perpendicular. We can map that range of values to 0 to 180 degrees. So we're going to pull off this and get map range clamped, and we're going to, our range is from -1 to 1, and our value from 180 to 0. Then we can just plug this into our return as an output. I've set up a simple actor here to test this. It's going to print the value so we can see what's happening. So you can see it works. When we're facing the cone, it says the value is 0. When we're facing directly away from it, it has a maximum value of 180 degrees. If we turn right, we get 90. If we turn left, we get 90. So this is telling us what's the angle that we're facing towards or away from this object. And because we put it in a blueprint function library, we can call this function from anywhere and use it all the time. But if you want to extend this so you can just check, are we looking at something and not have to worry about the degrees, we can add a check here to see, is our look at angle within a certain tolerance? So I'm going to add another output, which is going to be a Boolean, which is going to be called looking at, and another input, which is going to be a float, which is going to be our tolerance in degrees. And we'll just check to see, is this output of our map range, this is our degrees, is it less than or equal to that tolerance value? And we can hook that up to our looking at. And so now, let's say I give this a tolerance of, 15 degrees, and let's plug this into our testing object to see what happens. You can see here that it's printing false when we're looking away from the object. It's printing true when we're looking at the object, within a cone of 15 degrees. I'm going to be posting more information about the game I've been working on, by the way, and so if that interests you, if you feel like open world RPGs on PC are your jam, then maybe follow the channel and stick around, because there will be more information coming out about that in the coming weeks and months. All right, that's it for now. See you next time.